Nick Gallo, OKC Thunder. Mark, I want to just ask you about the scrap and the 50-50 balls and the way that those things all added up, stacked up over the course of the game and what you saw on that front.
Yeah, it was huge tonight. I thought great physicality at the rim defensively, including on the glass. The offensive rebounds were huge, especially in the first half. Obviously, we shot it well, but we manufactured a lot in the first half with those second chances. The wings did a great job of crashing in there. So I thought we just had great energy tonight.
And speaking of the physicality, the rim, obviously Chet, did his thing, but J. Will, big presence. You actually went double big at some point. I just wanted to get your take on the way that J. Will was able to come in and kind of platoon there with Chet.
Yeah, he gave great minutes, and we liked that look, against this team in certain situations. So we wanted to take a look at everything tonight. We took a look at that. We went small there late. Played different lineups, just to sample it and see what that gave us against this particular opponent. So we got, good looks at a lot of things tonight.
Getting to the free throw line is nothing new, but with the recent changes that we talked about before the game, just the change in physicality and officiating, what's happening, just what'd you like from, the way he got to the line and just seeing that in general?
Yeah, I thought the officials did a good job tonight. I thought they were very consistent from end to end. Obviously, we had some touch fouls on Doncic that were all fouls. We got to be better in those situations. They had similar situations on their end of things, and so we adapted to how the game was being called. I thought they called it straight up. So, we just played it from there.
You guys, it seemed like you guys broke open the game when Isaiah came in the game in the third. Just what did you see there, and from that point on?
Yeah, I just thought our rhythm in the second half was really good. And really in the second quarter, I thought we got a good groove going after kind of a choppy start. But really intelligent attacks. We had a good blend of aggression and also taking what the defense gave us and, keeping them on their heels, keeping the ball ahead of them. They're really good when you slow down and allow them to kind of scheme and calibrate. And so I thought our pace, both up the floor and in the actions, was really good tonight.
Yeah, Mark, 29 assists tonight, playoff record for you guys. What's just like about the way that you guys move the ball, not really settle for shots, not really getting to playing one-on-one?
Yeah, like I just said, I thought we had a great balance of aggression. Guys were on the gas. We played fast in the actions. We were hitting the paint with the ball. But then we let the defense tell us what to do. We found open guys. We shot it exceptionally well, but I thought we generated really good shots for the most part all night, which is, all you can ask for in a game. And I thought the guys did a great job there.
You mentioned the offense 16. There were some that you guys tapped out that you guys didn't get. What was just like about the effort that you guys gave?
Great activity. Yeah, I thought, especially early, we shot it really well as the game went on, but we didn't shoot it that great early. And so I thought those extra possessions, we manufactured some offense there. And got some good stuff. So great effort on both ends of the floor from the guys tonight.
Obviously, there's always going to be a lot of talk about the youth of this team. They go on that run in the third. Looks like Kyrie's maybe going to get in one of his second half grooves that he's been in.
Yep.
Where is the kind of the calm and the poise to respond to that come from?
I think it's a muscle we've built at this point. We've had to endure a lot of those situations during the course of the season. I think a lot of it comes from respect for the opponent. We know this is a heavyweight, matchup, and that this is a really good team, and that to think that you're going to go through games or a series when they don't land their punches is just unrealistic. And so they landed a couple punches there, and it's a long series. We have to be ready for a better version of them, coming out in game 2. We would expect that. And I think knowing that helps us in those moments, to just understand that, this is what they do. They're a really good team. They're here for a reason. They're really good players. We just got to stay with our stuff and stack possessions.
Was there something specific you did? Because they did get it to 1, then you run off, I think, a 12-2 run. Is there something you changed, or with a couple threes? What changed in the huddle?
It's something just offensive rhythm and just a deep breath, just understanding there's swings in the game. This particular opponent, their games have more swings than just about any team in the NBA. There's a variance to the way that they play because of how many threes they shoot and just the way they are offensively. They're potent. So we knew coming in that we were going to have a lot of ups and downs in the game and in the series, and that we're just going to have to be steady and consistent and just stay focused on executing in the next possession.
And Wiggins, comment on his play off the bench, what he did for you tonight.
Yeah, big time. From the jump. Really, really good. Both ends of the floor. Great aggression. Finding his shot, but also made the right play. We did a good job of finding him. he did what he's done all year, though. We have a lot of trust in him.
Their roll men were pretty ineffective tonight. Is that a combination of Chet's length on the ball, the tagging guy on the baseline? What do you think works so well for you guys to kind of wall off that part of their action?
Yeah, there's always a shot-making variance. I think we can expect them to play better than they did tonight. The last thing we're going to do is underestimate this opponent. They won game 2 in their last series. So they're going to come in with a lot of confidence, and they're going to come in ready to go. We have to come in, ready to go as well. So it's one game. We have to learn from it. I thought last series we did a great job of improving as the series went on, and that's our challenge again. We had a great win tonight. We had a great week of practice, with a large gap in between. Guys did a hell of a job. I thought, our week of prep won us tonight, but now we got to win the next gap, and we got to go out there and get back to 0 for the next game.
Mark, it seemed like both Shai and Jalen, J-Dub, got some shots that they would like in the first half that didn't go in, but they both had big runs there in the second half, sort of didn't get discouraged. Just what is it with them that, allows them to have that sort of spurt ability like we saw at big times in the second half?
I mean, they have a lot of confidence. We have a lot of confidence in them. Their teammates have a lot of confidence in them. And I think that's throughout the roster. I think a guy like Wiggins, when he has a game like that, no one's batting an eye at that. And so it's just a matter of just doubling down on the way we want to play on both ends of the floor and knowing that the cumulative effect of that will give us the best chance.
Two more. Go ahead, Andrew.
Just your thoughts on Cason Wallace tonight and what he brought, not necessarily even like the corner threes, but just like the small intangibles that he brings.
Yeah, I mean, he's, however old he is, 19 or 20, and he's guarding Doncic and Irving every possession pretty much, and offensively playing a good style. He was aggressive. I thought in the first half he gave us a good spurt there. In the second quarter, even offensively, his decisiveness and aggression. He gives us depth off the bench. We had foul trouble with Lou. He really spotted us there. He was excellent tonight.
And then overall, what did you think about just Chet and his overall aggressiveness on both ends?
Yeah, I mean, same as we've seen all season. He's great at the rim, obviously. He's great out on the floor. And then offensively, I thought he had a nice blend tonight. Found his shot, found his drives. They threw different matchups at him. I thought he adapted to that in the pick and roll game. Played really, really well.
Coach, I guess it doesn't surprise you that Dort just battled his guts out all night long, but he did it again.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's just a warrior, and brings the juice every single night. Doncic is a really hard matchup and a great player that, didn't have his best pitch tonight. He's going to play better than this. But Lou, made it hard on him. I thought our team made it hard on him. And like I said, we're going to have to take some punches here in game 2 and as the series goes on. So we just got to stay level and continue to stack possessions through all the runs of the games and of the series.
Last question, Joel.
The challenge that you lost, the call, the ruling, it kind of felt awfully similar to the call. I don't know if you remember the Lakers game where they came here. It was like the beginning of the game with AD. Just with that call, like, do you regret maybe going for that with the history of that kind of call and just how much that maybe weighs in a playoff game?
Yeah, regret's no way to go through life, Joel. So I'll learn from it. It was third foul. I thought maybe an illegal screen. And the combination of it was really the third foul. If it wasn't his third foul, we probably would have gotten it. But I thought the value of trying to swing that around was worth it at that point. But not going to hit 1,000.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Already, y'all.
Nick Gallo, KC Thunder. Chet, seemed like the offense started to click more and more as the game went along. What were you guys finding outside of just the ball going in the basket more for you guys, particularly in that third?
I feel like we continued to trust each other, and we also continued to get multiple looks for ourselves. We crashed the glass hard and created more opportunities there. And, offensive rebounds are like fast breaks. There's a lot of confusion, and, you tend to find easier looks within that. And we had that, and then, Dub does what he does in the fourth quarter and got it going and really opened up the game for us.
Yeah, Chet. Seemed like as the game was going along on your drives, you're getting a little bit more and more patient, just waiting to see where you can have an advantage. Where's your mindset on as the game went along?
Yeah, I just wanted to go out there and be aggressive, but make the right play. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I didn't convert on every single time down, but the other team's not just going to let you. So it's not going to be easy. I got to continue to come back and be better in that area, as well as other areas for the next game. And, that's what we're going to do tomorrow at practice.
Hey, Chet, obviously a lot of talk about the scoring that Kyrie and Luka can do. Defensively, what were you most pleased with, just the way you guys handled them today?
It's easy to look at the outcome and, try and be satisfied with, what the outcome was tonight. But, we know those are two extremely great players with, a great team around them and, a great coaching staff. So they're going to throw all types of different looks at us. And, that's what we were trying to do tonight, throw different looks at them. And, they're going to adjust. They're going to watch film. They're going to do all that stuff and be ready for next game. So we got to continue to do the same. Obviously, you always want to come out on the winning side, and that's what we did tonight. But we understand there's no being pleased, in a playoff series. The series isn't over, so we still got a lot of work to do.
Chet, not focusing on the outcome of the defense, but the process. When you're hedging out on Luka on an island kind of on the perimeter, you got your reach up there trying to block his view. What's kind of your thought process? What are you evaluating as he's kind of probing and looking at what's going on behind you?
I'm just trying to do whatever I can to make it as hard as possible for him. It sounds like I'm trying to dumb it down for you, but I'm really not. That's all it is. Just be as active as I can and, make it as hard as we can on him. Again, great player who's been making huge plays for a long time. So, you just got to go make it as tough as you can and understand that, he's going to make big shots, make big plays, and that you just have to, kind of trust, what you prepared for and what the team's been doing to prepare and trust that that's going to, put you on the right path.
Andrew?
Has the physicality of the playoffs felt different to you?
Not necessarily. There's definitely a difference in how the physicality is reffed in a way. This isn't me attacking the refs in any way either. I feel like throughout the playoffs, it's been extremely fair. As long as it's even both ways, I don't care how you call the game. And the playoffs has been officiated in a more physical way. Letting more stuff slide, especially on loose ball plays, rebounding situations, stuff like that. Which, again, I'm not for or against as long as it's even, and I feel like it's been that.
Chet, there's been a lot said about you guys rebounding throughout the season. You guys actually out-rebounded them by quite a bit tonight. Nobody had double-digit rebounds. All you guys hit the glass pretty hard. You want to talk about your effort and your teammates' effort?
One more. J. Will needed one more for the double-double, but it's all good. Yeah, he was big for us tonight with the rebounding stuff. When he gets in there, he really cleans the glass up. And, obviously all you guys have a talking point about rebounding. Rebounding is a huge part of the game. You don't win or lose the game based on who gets more rebounds. But, if you work super hard on defense, you want to get to go on offense the other way. And rebounding is, the way to do that. So we really key in on it. And I feel like everybody battled tonight. Again, I can be better in that area. A lot of times it's tough being in disadvantaged situations, trying to, guard multiple people to multiple actions. Not being on somebody's body when the shot goes up necessarily, but, we're all focused on it and keyed in on it.
Slater, last one for Chet.
The evenness of kind of the foul calls tonight. But, there was, I think, 35 first half free throws, a lot of whistles. Did it feel like it was kind of a tightly officiated game both ways?
There was a lot going on, and I don't know if I can really form an opinion on that because I wasn't really focused on it. But all I can say is it was a physical game out there. So, and the refs can blow the whistle every time down if they were really ticky-tacky and everything. So, both of us, Thunder and Mavs, came to play tonight, and it was an extremely physical game. And I feel like whatever free throw stat you have, I feel like that just kind of shows that.
Thank you, Chet.
Yeah, I'm going.
Gallo, OKC Thunder. Shai, you guys just have waves of guys to come in, defend, be scrappy, get the loose balls. Tell me what that feels like out there on the floor when obviously so much of your job is creation, just to have these waves of guys alongside you, helping to scrap alongside you.
Yeah, it's what we've looked like all year. Every guy has a role. In the beginning of the season, we made it a point to control what we can control in our role and in our effort and our energy, and locking in on what our role is part of that. And that's just something that we come into the building every day, we come to work every day, and we do. We try to master our role, and everybody obviously it looks different for, but we have a group of guys that embraces their role and tries to excel in it, and that's why.
The offense seemed to accelerate as the game went on. Some of that seemed to be your ability to create for your teammates behind the three-point line. Tell me about maybe the cracks that you were able to start to uncover as the game went on.
You know, they're obviously a good defensive team, and that's why they're in the second round. They did a really good job with a lot of ISO players last series in the Clippers, and it's hard to play against a defense that collapses and that is in the gap without trusting your teammates and the rest of your guys on offense. And that's what I try to do. I just try to trust them when there was two on me, pass the ball, and then let them make a play from there. And our guys made shots, guys drove close and made plays, and that's why we were able to win.
Shay, Mark was just in here saying that, against Dallas specifically, like, their swings maybe come more often in the game, runs and stuff like that because of how much they maybe shoot threes. I just wonder, like, as you're going through runs like you did in the third and the fourth, like, how much are you weighing that in the back of your mind, just, the potential swings with them specifically?
Yeah, I try not to get too high or too low, especially when you're playing a team like that. Like you said, it makes a lot of shots. But yeah, I just try to focus on the next possession, try to focus on what I can do to win the next possession for my team, whether it be offensively or defensively. And a lot of times I find myself, once I get lost in that, going on a run or whatever it is.
How do you feel in the postseason specifically? You've adjusted to this change in officiating that's maybe happened since the All-Star break, and what you see specifically today that maybe helped you get to the line?
I honestly, like, I like to just, like, play my game, and however it goes, however it goes. Now, people say they've adjusted since All-Star break, since the playoffs. Honestly, haven't felt so. Like, every night I just go out there, try to attack the rim, take what the defense gives me. And if some nights I get to the free throw line, some nights I don't, it is what it is. But yeah, I try to just play my game through it.
Yes, Shay. 29 assists tonight for you guys. You mentioned trusting your teammates. Just what you like about the way that you guys move the ball, not really getting into playing one-on-one?
Yeah, like I said, against a defense like that, you have to move the ball. You have to put them in closeouts. If you don't, it gets stagnant. Their size, their length, their physicality comes into play. They're really good defenders. So we knew that going in. And it's kind of a little bit the same thing with New Orleans. Like, against really good defenses, if you don't play like that, you get stuck and you can have a long night. So yeah, we just try to get better at it as the playoffs and the series goes on.
Kind of similar teams in a way. How much of that playing the series against New Orleans helped you guys to prepare for the Mavericks?
Yeah, every game is an opportunity to learn and get better, and that's how we view it. Win, lose, or draw. Tonight we obviously came out on the good side of things, but there's things we can learn from and things we'll try to get better at for game two.
There's a lot of talk about your size, specifically like the team size, but it seemed like almost everybody had like a chance to have like verticality at the rim with Gafford, whether it was you or Hayward or Giddey. Like, it felt like you guys all had, a chance to defend that. How do you guys prepare for that specifically?
It's one of those things you either do or like you lose, especially against a team. Like, they have really good offensive players, and you put two on them and there's somebody open, and they're really good at finding those guys. If you don't make those plays and you don't make the extra efforts, it's going to be hard to defend that way. and they put you in a bind and make you defend that way. So it's one of those things that if we don't do, we won't end up on the good side of things, and we know that. It's something you got to put your heart on and get done.
And there was a play in the second half on the right side of the court where you kind of came up grimacing. You know, what happened on that play, and are you feeling fine after that?
Yeah, I like just a little knee to knee. I'm fine though.
They came out third quarter, went on a little run, felt like Kyrie was getting rolling, cut it to 1. What was the key to how you guys responded after that?
We just try to focus on the next possession, and playing against a team that shoots the ball the way they do. You know that they can get hot, they can go on runs in the game. You never really have complete control of the game, and you never are out of a game. That's the mindset we try to take. We just try to focus on the next possession, and we stacked possessions for that next 5 minutes or so, and then got back to lead.
Will you watch the MVP announcement tomorrow?
Sure, why not? If I'm at home doing nothing.
Is there a level, like, do you feel any anxiousness for it all? Or, I mean, like, how are you kind of viewing that day, being that you're a finalist?
I didn't know it was tomorrow, but it's cool. I'm excited to see who wins.
Shai, this season, or earlier today, Josh called you an unselfish superstar and just praised the way you get your teammates involved. And you've mentioned trust among your teammates and the camaraderie you guys have, like we've seen the barking and the fun stuff. But, like, how much of that off-court, I guess, activity and friendship between you guys has helped the on-court chemistry and trust you guys have?
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. It makes it easier for us to play for each other and with each other just because we off the court, we know like each and every one of our teammates has our back and really cares for our well-being. And then in turn, just when you get out there, you're playing for something bigger than just yourself.
I've been trying to figure it out all game. My follower's been trying to figure it out all game. Are you willing to leak the designer of the fit?
This is Ferragamo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Gotcha.
Shai, I just wondered if you got nicked or how you're feeling.
Yeah, like a little knee-to-knee contact, but I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm good.
And I guess it was good to see J-Dub get going. I mean, when he got going, he really did.
Yeah. It's basketball. You're going to miss some, you're going to make some. But as long as you stay aggressive, and that's what I told him, just be aggressive, play through it. And he's too talented not to figure it out.
You said the other day at practice that, Dallas has 2 world-class scorers, but we saw that you guys have some pretty world-class scorers as well. Do you enjoy this? I mean, I know it's not you and Luka or you and Kyrie or J-Dub on either of them, but do you sort of enjoy that sort of back and forth and just sort of putting that out there on display?
Yeah, playing against, and you get a lot of opportunities in this league. You play against the best basketball players in the world, and it's always fun to play against that and see where you really match up. There's no bigger stage, there's no bigger game than when you go against the best, so those games are for sure fun.
Everybody talks about your shot making you and Jalen, other guys can do, but you played 5 games, you haven't get 100 points yet. Talk about your defense, your team defense.
Yeah, it's where we hang our hat every night, especially this late in the season. We know that if we want to win basketball games, that it's going to start on that end. And obviously we have some really talented guys on that end of the floor. But we also like to do it together and not just rely on those guys. And I think we've done a good job to this point.
Anybody else? Thank you, Shai. Go ahead with questions for Wiggs.
Hey, Cal, OKC Thunder. Aaron, you set the entire first quarter, and I think you touched the ball twice for a total of 2 seconds, and you got 6 points. Just tell me about that first stint in the second quarter and how, once again, you're ready for your opportunity.
I mean, just staying ready. I'm on the side, just, prepping myself, trying to find comfortability within the flow of the game, whether I'm in it or not. And, just playing confident, playing free, playing comfortable within the system. And, I was able to, find good looks early. And fresh off the bench, doesn't matter if I get a good look, I'm going to shoot it. So felt good. Glad they went in. It was a good spark for, my confidence and for the team. So, it was good for me.
threw a couple punches at you throughout the course of the game. What are those moments like for you guys, just given all the practice that you've had together in some of these circumstances? I know you guys had the big burst 14-4 after they cut it to 1.
Yeah, it's a game of runs. So both teams are going to go on, runs where they can't miss shots, and there's going to be, times where both teams can't make a shot. And, you just kind of try to stay, level-headed and make sure you're ready to respond. And we did a good job just kind of understanding that, there's going to be times where they're hitting and times where they're missing shots. And, we just got to continue to stick to our game plan and, play through.
16 offensive rebounds for you guys tonight. A lot of loose balls, 50-50 balls you guys got them. What you think about you guys' effort?
Guys just played hard, man, finding opportunities when the ball's loose. Guys did a good job, diving on the floor, just trying to get to those balls. And, that gives us a boost of energy, gives us extra opportunities on the offensive end. And that was big for us.
Always ask you about your mindset coming into the games, creating opportunities for you guys. And you say just staying ready, and that's easy to say, but what's the process of actually making it happen?
Just staying ready. I don't know. Not much goes into it. Just watching the game and paying attention and staying engaged with everything that's going on. In the game, on the bench during timeouts, talking to teammates about things you might see while you're on the bench. Just trying to stay ready.
Aaron, I think you were on the floor with J-Dub there in the second half when he had that little offensive explosion. But I know you guys have seen that again and again from him, and Shai had one in the third quarter, but still to see those guys do that in, increasingly important situations for you guys, just how did you sort of process just what they were able to do in those moments?
Yeah, great players. Great players show up when you need them, and those guys are big. They made tough shots, good shots, and they came through in moments where we needed them to come through. So they've been good for us all season, and we're going to continue to kind of trust them. And in the moment, it's the flow of the game, but you hear the crowd, you see us having fun on the court. So it's huge for us when those guys get going, whether it's in a small spurt or throughout the entire game. So.
Is it a different feeling when you hit a three in the playoffs? Does it just feel different? Obviously the crowd is a little bit more hyped up. Does it just feel different to you?
Feels the same physically, but obviously the crowd behind it. The whole arena just kind of erupts on every shot that goes in. So that's huge. That makes the game a little bit more fun and intense and it has a different weight to it. But it doesn't feel too different. Just a little bit more fun, maybe.
Yeah, and then you only played this many minutes 9 times or more in the regular season. Does it feel more special, I guess, to play this many minutes in a playoff game?
Whatever amount of minutes, man. Being on that court, you can't take it for granted. So, just happy to be healthy and go out there and take advantage of the opportunities I have. So.
In a lot of your minutes on the floor, you got switched on to Kyrie and Luka. What's sort of the mental aspect of that, where I'm guessing you sort of just have to be on high alert even if they have the ball or not?
Yeah, those guys are good. It's a team game plan, so not just me, but a lot of our guys are going to end up finding themselves guarding them at times. Just got to understand that they're going to make tough shots. They're going to find opportunities for their offense to get good looks, and you just got to understand that they're great players. So play to our strengths and trust our defense and our togetherness on that end. And if we're locked in and playing the right way, things will go our way.
Shai had 19 in the first half. He got to the line 11 times. At a moment where it felt like everything was a little frantic, how in control did he feel, and how useful is that for you guys?
Yeah, we have guys with a lot of experience. Shai's been in the league 6, 7, almost 8 years. So, guys understand, the flow of the game. And obviously a lot of us is our first playoff experience. But, a lot of guys are just kind of, reiterating and kind of repeating the same things, trust our game plan, stick to everything. And coach does a good job just kind of making sure that we're always under control and playing to our game plan and kind of getting to our sets on offense. It helps us tremendously in between timeouts, on free throws, just kind of talking, communicating, making sure that we're all on the same page. So that's big for us.
Both crowds have been great throughout the playoffs. Game 1, first round versus Game 1, second round. Who you got?
For the crowds?
Yeah.
They're both the same. I can't say one or the other because I don't want to piss off any fans or something. I don't know. They've been great. They've been great.